of our note card was yesterday? What was the perimeter of our note card? Kirby. 42 centimeters. Awesome. And how did we find that 42? How did we get to 42? How did we get to 42? Maya?
We added up each side, so like if one side was 13, the side above it would be 13, and on the other side was 8. And so we added those up and got 42.
Right. So we added up each side. So we had 2 sides that were 13 and 2 sides that were 8. All right, so how could we use this information to find the area of our note card? How could we use this information to find the area of our note cards? What do you think? Go ahead and try it.
Well, sometimes I've noticed a little pattern about area and per meter.
Okay.
Like the stuff on the inside is like usually ×2 around on the outside. Sometimes it's ×3. Because I've seen like one little thing that has like a number, and then the outside is like the number that if you ×2 it would be that.
You're on the right track with multiplying. Does that give anybody a hint? Remember when we were counting the number of rows and the number in each row? How could we use that? So looking at our note card, there are 8 rows with 13 in each row. So what would we multiply to find the area? Max? 8 and 13. And can anyone tell me what 8 and 13 is? Go ahead and take a second and do the math. Kirby?
21.
No. 8 times 13.
Oh,
8 times 13. 8 times 13. Go ahead and write it out. Maya?
104.
104.
Ah, darn.
And what are the units that we're going to use?
Unit?
In the beginning of the lesson, they talked about using square
Units.
units, right?
Yeah.
So the
Units.
square is still going to be there because you have to envision all of those little teeny tiny squares all over this note card. So on this note card, there would be 104 square what?
Units.
What units did we use
Centimeters.
to measure this? Centimeters.
Also
Squared centimeters. Okay? Let's try one back here. So I drew this out. We have 3 inches on this side and 10 inches on this side. So what is the area inside of here? Max?
30.
30 what?
30 square units.
30 square inches. Okay? So how many squares are going to be inside of this? How many squares would be inside of it? Josh?
30.
30. Okay, let's try one more.
I think
And then we'll go out in the hall. So we have 4 units and 4 units. 4 units and 4 units. What is our area? Mia?
16.
What goes before the units? Remember that word? Squared units. Okay? So you have to kind of envision a piece of graph paper. You know how graph paper has all those little teeny tiny squares? You need to envision that graph paper and having it lay down on top of your shape. And then you count the squares, and that's your area. But the fastest way to find that is to take one side and the other side and multiply them together. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about area?